Hello and welcome to a brand new show from us here at road.cc. This is road.cc Recommends, and it's all about the very best products that we've reviewed.
So what's it all about? Well, we review a huge number of cycling products each year here on road.cc, and this gives us a very good idea of how a product sits within the marketplace, how a certain product compares to its rivals, and ultimately if that product is worth recommending to you, our lovely readers.
Since the early days of road.cc, we've run end-of-year awards such as Bike of the Year, and we've grouped bikes, clothing, parts and accessories into categories and then selected winners for each, and that's worked really well. But we thought it was time for a big old shake-up, and we wanted a more useful way to tell you what the best cycling products are right now, as opposed to months down the line when a lot could have changed. Who knows, our top-rated group set today could have been revamped with an extra cog or two by the end of the year. That's the kind of speed that cycling tech is progressing nowadays. Now, the purpose of road.cc Recommends is to give you the clearest picture of the cycling products that are worth handing over hard-earned cash for. As with all of our reviews, the inclusion of a product in road.cc Recommends will be down to the merits of that product, and those merits alone. No brand can pay to be included. Now, each month our tech team will go through the products we've tested and decide what makes the grade. It's not just about getting a good score. road.cc Recommends is for products that stand out in any category, so we'll consider the other similar products we reviewed too, and how new stuff compares. Once we finalise the list, it will go live in our Recommends section.
As well as the website section, each month we'll be putting together a video where we take a look at the products that we have included. The show will have a section dedicated to some seasonal buying advice. We'll be handing out an award for our product of the month, and we'll be giving a shout out to some of the best Coffe Stop locations around the UK. Ideally, in a post-lockdown world, we'll be visiting these coffee shops for cake. This introductory show is a little bit different, but Dave still managed to sneak out for cake. More on that later. Now, Matt, are we actually going for cake? Yeah, I'm getting the nod. We are actually going for snacks.
Now, over time, you're going to see sponsored content related to road.cc Recommends, and you might be thinking that we've taken money to feature a certain product. As we said before, no brand is able to buy a place in road.cc Recommends. Anything that we feature is there solely on merit.
Now, once we've decided to include a product, we'll offer the brand or distributor of that product the opportunity to celebrate its inclusion in our recommended list. This might be in the form of a video where we take a deeper look at the product and talk through some of the key points of the review.
A brand might also buy a road.cc Recommends badge for the products page on their website to advertise the fact that we think it's so good. They might also pay for a sponsored post on our social media channels.
However, we want to make one thing crystal clear. All of those discussions with brands are done away from the editorial and review teams. They'll always take place after a product has been included in our road.cc Recommends. Never, ever before.
Well, our editorial impartiality is crucial for our integrity. It allows us to communicate honestly with you, our readers, and that is not going to change.
Right, let's get straight to our first product of road.cc Recommends. To give you an idea of what road.cc Recommends is going to look like, we've selected some of the best products that we have reviewed over the past few months, and we'll do a mini rundown of a few of them. Now, first up is the Galibier Sentinel foul weather jersey, a sort of hybrid jersey / jacket. It's designed to be worn in spring weather, and the Sentinel impressed us with effective protection against the common British spring conditions. At the same time, it's lightweight, breathable and close-fitting.
Well, as we move into spring, us cyclists will be basking in the first rays of sunshine, and many riders that I know are stepping away from the indoor trainer, me included, people I know, for the first time in months. But that spring weather isn't always going to be so rosy, unfortunately, so having an option like the Sentinel is very useful.
While the winter is all about wrapping up in a lovely big jacket and snug tights, spring and early summer really require a shift towards lighter layers that can breathe well if the sun comes out. These lightweight items add a surprising amount of warmth over a jersey and a base layer, which is great if you don't want to freeze when you've got an early start to your ride.
I am always cold. The beauty of this jersey is that it's not overly expensive and it can be used all year round, so you're getting a lot of bang for your buck, as well as more options in your cycling wardrobe. Just add in some arm warmers and you're sorted for a pretty wide range of conditions. The DWR treatment on the fabric means that it will keep out heavy rain for a good 45 minutes, and the windproofing is impressive. The Sentinel is a top that really won us over for its price at just over £66. It beats all of the big brand rivals, and given that those of us in the UK can expect spring conditions to last well into the summer and autumn, you should be expecting to get a fair amount of use out of this jersey.
Next up, we have the best bike that I personally rode in 2020, and I, to be honest, wish I was still riding. It's the Specialized Aethos Pro Ultegra Di2. Exceptional handling, a nice ride, boatloads of stiffness, and impressively lightweight for a disc brake bike of this spec. The Aethos was just a brilliant bike to ride. Okay, so Specialized hasn't actually reinvented the bicycle here. We've had lightweight bikes for years, and I wasn't best pleased that the Tarmac slowly became the aero race bike, which is what the Venge was, but that's now dead, and Specialized have, let's just have one race bike. But then they released the Aethos, which is simply what the Tarmac was a few years ago, although it's now a disc brake only platform, which is great, to be fair. All of that aside, if you ride this bike, you'll get it. It really is that good. Oh, and as I said in my review, despite what Specialized said, it is a race bike if you want it to be. Just slap on some deeper wheels, off you go.
One of the most interesting bikes that we've ridden in the past few months, the Cannondale Topstone Lefty, packs in a ton of tech to make a bike that is super fun to ride.
Now, this is a full suspension gravel bike with 30mm of travel front and rear. The rear end has a single pivot and no actual suspension. Rather, the effective 30mm of travel comes from flex in the seat stays and seat tube, making it a lightweight solution. You don't get the same level of tuning or damping control that you'd have with a rear shock, but we're not talking huge amounts of travel here. In use, the bike doesn't feel like it has rear suspension, it just feels comfortable, like it's wearing even bigger tyres than the 47mm WTB semi-slicks it comes with.
If the suspension at the back is as simple as it comes, the opposite is true at the front. The Lefty Oliver fork on this bike is specifically designed for gravel riding, and again gets just 30mm of travel.
Where the back of the bike doesn't necessarily feel like real suspension, the front does. This is a proper air-sprung unit, and you can tune the spring pressure and rebound damping to get the feel that you want.
The upshot of all the tech Cannondale has crammed into the Topstone is that it's a great bike to pilot over less technical stuff. Even though the approaches to suspension at the front and the rear are very different, the bike feels really well balanced.
Now, our bike was fully decked out in some of the best SRAM components going, and you're looking at a bike that is going to be better at going for fast gravel rides than a bike packing machine. That isn't to say that the Topstone can't cope with carrying a fair amount of kit though. You've got masses of space within the frame triangle for a frame bag, and the top tube has mounts for a smaller bag too.
And finally for today, and at £18, proving that it isn't just the big items that will be included in road.cc recommends, it is the Ruzer Pro Tubeless Glueless bike tyre repair kit.
It's easy for you to say. Now, we reckon that this is an absolute essential to take with you if you're running tubeless, and that is simply because it just works. Fixing punctures of roughly 5mm in diameter, this kit will help when sealant can't plug the hole.
Well, the kit weighs in at just 30 grams, and the case it comes in is just 7 centimetres long, so you can pop it in your saddlebag and not think about it until you need it. Our testing of the kit led us to saying that it's so effective that you can pretty much say goodbye to those just in case inner tubes. Oof.
Each month on road.cc Recommends, we're going to be looking at one of the products that has made the list in detail, and we'll go through the sort of things you need to consider if you're looking to buy.
For this first show, we're taking a look at helmets. This is the Giro Helios Spherical Helmet, and here's Anna from the tech team to talk you through some of its features and what to look for if you're in the market for a new lid.
The reason we all ride with cycling helmets is for protection for our head in the unfortunate event of a crash. Now, all helmets consist of a shock-absorbing layer of crushable material, but MIPS helmets offer even more protection. MIPS stands for Multi-Directional Impact Protection, and what's impressive about Giro's latest release, the Helios, is how well it integrates this safety tech into a low profile and reasonably affordable performance lid. As you can see, I've got the Giro Helios Spherical Helmet with me now, and I'm going to run through some important things to look for in a helmet and how the Helios hits each spot on. Giro has trickled down its spherical technology from its top-end Aethos to the Helios. Now this ball and socket design uses two separate foam liners, and these are held together using tightly strung rubber bands. As you can see, you can shift the layers with just your hands. In the event of a crash, the outer shell rotates around the inner, and this absorbs harmful rotational forces and offers greater impact protection. This integrated design eliminates the side effects of using a plastic insert, which can be found in other MIP systems. Cooling efficiency and sweat management are improved, and you don't have to worry about snag points pulling your hair. Ventilation is really important in helmets so your head doesn't overheat. Channels inside the shell allow air to flow over the rider's head. In the Helios, cooling is managed through 15 vents, with this larger vent here directing plenty of airflow inside. Interior padding can really help with managing sweat. The Helios has a pad which extends right across the width of the forehead to stop sweat dripping into your eyes. This soft padding is thicker than in some performance helmets, but it makes this lid incredibly comfy to wear. Now let's talk about weight. You can get some really lightweight helmets, such as the 185 gram Specialized S-Works Prevail. But really anything under 300 grams is going to be light enough that it's not going to be an issue. MIP systems do make weight sacrifices for the safety gains, but the Helios still comes in way under the mark at 274 grams, which is really not bad. When tightened up, you want a helmet that provides a comfortable and secure hold. The fit on the Helios can be adjusted using Giro's Rocklock 5 air system. This system stretches the full circumference of the helmet and is controlled by a wheel at the back. Now this provides a reassuring click each time for fine tuning. A vertical fit tab also helps, and for women, adjustments can be made so you can tie your hair back at the height you prefer. This one has the option of 4 positions for 35mm of up and down adjustment.
Oh, thanks for that, Anna. And on to possibly what's going to be my favourite part of each show, which is where we tell you about a coffee stop that, if you can, we think you should visit. Over to Dave to tell us about the first.
Hey everyone, I'm just rolling around the back of Ashley Court, just outside Bristol at the moment. I'm off to Fayland to the Honey and Ginger Farm Shop Cafe. They've been spending all the lockdown getting things ready to make cyclists as welcome as possible, so I'm going to see how they got on.
Yes, welcome to Honey and Ginger. My wife and I set this up towards the start of last year. We live just down the road and we wanted to get somewhere with really nice coffee. We've got a young family, so it would be nice to get our morning caffeine. And it's here to kind of provide for the local residents, but also it's really important for us to provide for kind of runners and cyclists. We know that Fayland and there's some popular routes nearby. We've got Beggarbush Lane, you've got Belmont Hill, you've got a lot of good challenges, and we know we really want to welcome cyclists who are doing kind of great exercise, and equally want to kind of have the great coffee, the great cakes, which we know you love. So yeah, we're really keen to get you down.
It's a compact little place, but all your normal farm shop fare is here, as well as excellent coffee and a great selection of mid-ride snacks, both sweet and savoury. If your bike needs a bit of attention, there's a pump and a toolkit to hand, as well as some useful spares and even a gel if you don't think your slab of cake will get you all the way home. And if you're done for the day, there's even a great selection of local beers. It's a great choice for a ride stop and for great quality produce if you've got space in your bag to get it home.
So So that's one of Dave's favourite stops around here, and it looks like they're doing a really great job of making cyclists welcome, which we love to see. Now, if you're local to Bristol, make sure you check it out.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be featuring a recommended Coffe Stop on every Road CC Recommends show, and we want your help. Tell us about your favourites. There's a link below where you can submit your favourite mid-ride stop.
So what's in it for you? Well, if we feature your favourite calf, then we'll organise to put some money behind the bar for the next time you go in. So you get your next ride stop for free. How's that?
Oh, that sounds like I'm going to be getting a lot of recommendations in. Now for another new section that we need your help with. It's our recommended route, where we take one route from around the country and highlight it. Who knows, you might soon be able to travel to the area and ride it yourself. We're going to head over to look at this month's selection, and for the first show, it's a double header.
Thanks, Liam. Yeah, for this first episode, we thought we'd bring you not one, but two routes, and as you'll see, they share a common theme. Let's get them up. First up is this, the Mendip Man. Now, this is a route you'll find in the Road CC favourite routes collection on Komoot, and it's based in the Mendips, which is one of our favourite local haunts. You get to ride down Cheddar Gorge, which is always a treat, and there are 3 ascents up to the Mendip Plateau as well thrown in. One of those, New Road out of Draycott, is an absolute brute. It just gets steeper and steeper the further up you go, until you collapse in a heap by the Gliding Club. Now, as well as the climbs, there's a flat smash around Chew Valley Lake that's brilliant if you've got a couple of friends that you can share the work with on the front. Now, at 75 kilometres, it's not a super long day out, even though you're packing in over 1,000 metres of climbing. Much more of a challenge to do in a day is this. This is the Essex Giant that Komoot user James W shared with us. Now, at a mighty 305 kilometres, you'll definitely need to get up early if you want to finish this one without an overnight stop. Essex isn't exactly mountainous, but it isn't flat either, and with 1,800 metres of climbing along the way, you'll definitely be feeling all those rolling roads by the time you make it back to the start. You can knock off 20 kilometres from the route by leaving out the out and back along the Giant's Belt, if you want to. So there you go, 2 great person-shaped routes you could try. There are links to both of them in the description below, and if you've got any routes similar to that in your area, share them with us, let us know. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Dave. So that's this month's recommended route, 2 for the price of 1. If you've got a route you'd like us to feature, then look below for a link on how to share your routes with us on Komoot. Now, if we pick your route and feature it on the show, then you'll get a year's premium subscription to Komoot as your reward. Fantastic. Now, we'd love to see all the great places that you get to ride, so get sharing.
Well, that's all that we've got time for in this introductory video. We hope it's really whet your appetite. With that in mind, we'd best tell you when you can catch new Road CC Recommends content. The next show will be in just a few weeks' time, and then there will be a show every month showcasing all of the best stuff we've reviewed.
Well, there you go. That should have set us up nicely for future Road CC Recommends shows. Remember to go over to the site to check out all of the best products that we've reviewed. Hit like if you like this video and subscribe to see more from us. Bye for now.
Thanks for watching.